Hello and welcome to the Party Dungeon. This is Dungeon Party. As always, I'm your DM. It's my money and I want it now, Blake Peebles, and your cast will be joining us shortly. Also, I'm not in my normal spot. There's no mic because I'm leaving tomorrow. My suitcase, I was supposed to get the suitcase in there. I'm leaving tomorrow for a while, and I already packed all my sound equipment, so whoops, this is how we're doing it today. But that doesn't mean I can't do this any more effectively than I normally do. So, a couple announcements. First off, patrons, you guys rule, you're the best, you're the bomb.com. We love all of you. And who are all of you? Well, let's hear your names. It's Elliot, it's Nick, it's Big Money, it's Tom the Lich, and it is Tommy Walters. Thank you guys so much. You're truly amazing. If you like to join this noble guild of amazing folk, you can do so in the link down below. Our Patreon is linked there. You can also like and subscribe, and you can down there, and not down there, but other places. You can tell people to watch our show because the content's really good. We just have to trick people into watching it. I believe that is all the announcements. Yeah, I think so. Drunk shot, the full drunk shot, all unedited in its unedited nightmareness. It's gonna go up on the Patreon for the patrons to see on Christmas, and that's also when the edited version is gonna be going up on YouTube. So keep your eye out for that. That's my little present to you. And anyway, recap also, because that's the thing that I do. So the gang was in Grend, which is on the west coast of the country and continent also, really. While they were doing some shopping, they had a run-in with a couple run-ins with the Noble Folly, which is a thieves guild, in fact, the oldest thieves guild in Renarsia. So that was interesting. One of the main people that they ran into was a purple tiefling named Oltenius, who told Finn that he would love for Finn to join his group. Some lore dump from Elril, so that was cool as well. We got to find out a little bit more about what his life is and what he's looking for. And as we were leaving off, they were going to sleep before they decided to go up into the Hespine Mountains the next day. And that's that, so go ahead and enjoy this episode. Yeah. Bye.
Long rest. No? Oh, continue.
Elves only need 4 hours.
Yeah, we know, we're so special.
Do you say that before or after everyone else has fallen asleep?
Ew.
What are we doing, Elril?
Say, Phoebus, are you up for some late night investigating?
Always.
Elf time.
I was gonna say something, but you can say that after, so we don't hear it. I was gonna say, okay, I see a lot of you wanting to investigate these people, and I understand other people have needs. My need is to get back home as soon as possible. There's someone I need to find. Right. And it's really important to me. So,
Well, we get to Anya.
do we think that this is just a thieves guild operating in a town and perhaps they don't know much of their leader? I would love to have a conversation with one of them.
Sounds like we've got an inn.
Hey.
And another inn with your dagger and...
We could go
What if
have
I don't know
some
what he looks
conversation perhaps and just tomorrow be on our way and don't interrupt your plans and I learn what I want.
Listen. We will get you back to Neildor. Eventually.
Well, I don't.
No,
I don't wish to
Whoa.
delay you. I wish to just go find someone and ask some questions. I mean, they seem like they're fairly approachable. They just walk right up to Finn
I
and
don't mean
pretty much.
how
which you haven't
important
done yet.
is your thing?
Eventually.
My thing is very important.
Okay, is it a matter of time?
Yeah, I guess. Sure. I mean, otherwise, what am I? What am I doing?
But can it wait while we help Nate?
I have a young boy captured by vampires. Not my young boy.
So you need to get back. I also still need to see some
Did we not
vampires.
go
so-
after him while we were in the city?
We could befriend the
I wasn't
Thieves
there in
Guild.
that.
They all attack the
Same.
vampires.
Different vampires.
Oh.
Also. Yeah.
We put a thieves guild at war against vampires.
Okay. We will not delay you. We're resting tonight, right?
Yeah.
While
I already
the rest of you rest, I'm going to step out and ask a few questions. But I will be very careful. I am.
I'll be with him. He'll be
How
fine.
long,
Will be more worried.
how long does it take to attune to something?
Short or long rest.
Okay, never mind.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Cool. So, rest of you go to bed.
Yeah.
Two of you. Do you trance first or you go first?
I'd like to trance first.
All right.
Trance first. So, around 3 or 4 in the morning.
Perfect time
For thieves.
for thieves.
Nothing bad happens at 3 in the morning.
Where are you headed?
All right. So
Do you have a plan?
first things first.
Should I switch
Clone?
places or-
Oh no, it only
I
lasts
mean,
10 minutes.
Okay.
When we find someone promising, give a tug on your ear, and I will clone my dagger onto you.
Why don't I just disguise myself with the colors?
I mean, sure, yeah, if you want.
It-
I'll save the dagger idea.
It lasts for an hour.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, does
Yeah.
it use up a...
It would. No.
Yeah, so...
This is today, isn't it?
This is today.
Hmm.
So, in...
Could I just carry your dagger?
Well, it's...
I am
I don't think you should.
Warlock patron, of course. That makes a lot more sense now that you've... This is all... It's making more sense.
Give a tug and I'll give you a dagger.
Got it.
Great.
Does that
Let's-
also take up a spell slot?
No.
Oh wait, could I just... And I try to like minor illusion your dagger.
It doesn't work for some reason.
Oh.
You don't know why that's happening?
Like, it just doesn't look quite right. The pattern isn't quite right.
Ooh.
Huh. Okay, well...
I will dagger you.
Well, yes.
I will dagger you.
Maybe don't.
Oh!
This is what happens during elf time.
All right. So before we were in the streets, you were speaking thieves' cant. You found somebody.
Right. We could travel
Shall
together.
we go to the same bridge and?
Let's head out into the city, see if there's any movement at all. It could be a ghost town.
Yes.
Right.
And perhaps go maybe closer to the performance wing of town.
Oh my god.
The entertainment district.
Right, alright. Let's go.
Very quickly, you realize it is not a ghost town, particularly on the other side of the sea, or the river. You get the sense that since all of the residential is on one side and all of the entertainment is on the other, they don't really have to worry about noise complaints, like, at all. So it is bustling with activity.
Oh, wow.
Alright, well.
The river's loud enough to drown out most of the sound.
Easier than I thought.
There are, however, a much larger group of guard out in the entertainment sector right now. The bridges are still, some businesses are open, and there's a lot of travel back and forth, most of the people being fairly drunk when they do it, though I think it is a weekday, I don't know. That doesn't seem to matter for people. But, will you send me that actually? For the Instagram. But you make your way over quickly. You do see quite a lot of coalition guard. They are dressed in the standard bronze armor with sort of a purpley hue on top of it, and the kettle helmets. Each of them having a red flag attached to their lapel. You assume for Raish, the red in the coalition. They don't really pay you much mind. You just seem like everybody else.
Perhaps we should try and find one of these circuses.
Right, specifically with the colors.
Specifically.
Make an investigation check.
Natural 20.
Nice. Don't even roll, Peter.
Finally.
It catches your eye, a group of people with that color sort of juggling past you, and you see them go down a distance. There's sort of a whole line of them coming through.
Okay.
there's a whole line of them going in that direction towards a large building, a little bit larger than most here. And you see the symbol of the Bergen Coalition emblazoned over the door, but instead of the 4 colors of the coalition, it is black, white, red, and yellow.
There we go. I quickly tail them, and as I do, I clone the Argyle dagger onto Thuvis's hilt.
You feel a physical dagger appear
Okay.
on your hilt.
Is clone a spell slot?
It's not
Not
a
spell.
clone spell,
Okay.
but he messes with the dagger a little bit, and it appears on like as though he put the dagger on your belt, but you look and he still has the dagger. Cool. You follow them quickly enough. At the door, there is a pretty broad-chested half-orc man in a like dog half mask standing there at the door.
Any colors on him?
The colors are there. He has it actually tattooed on his neck.
Is he going to... I am not hiding the dagger, so I'm just sort of walking. Is he stepping out to stop us?
He's standing like in the doorway.
I stop and I just look at him and say, "The laugh of the king."
He's the wealth of his people. Come on in.
And I step on in.
Cool. You open in. From the sounds coming from inside, you expect to find a raucous circus, but that seems to be an illusion. Inside is a very,
I don't know what we just stepped into.
a very dimly lit.
We stepped in it. That's what
A
we
very
did.
dimly lit bar in which a lot of people, as you see the group before you entering, takes off their mask and cloaks and lays it sort of down on a table
For
and walks
taking-
into a large sort of lounge bar area. There is one bartender, a silver dragonborn with one eye, sort of slinging drinks. And there is a stairway up to a balcony. It doesn't look like there's a second floor from the outside, but in here there is a second floor.
Are there any drow?
Make a perception check.
If we're taking off our disguises.
Oh, natural 20!
Natural 20. You see 2 drow sort of sitting
Best
over in the
rolls I'm
corner.
ever going to get.
You see 2 drow sitting at the bar, talking to each other.
I slide over to them.
And I'll-
Hello.
They look at you with suspicion.
Uh-oh.
Shit, what the fuck do I say?
Maybe it's because you're with a high elf.
I say... I'm so sorry to bother you, but I'm a long way from home, and I just need some directions.
They respond in Undercommon.
Oh,
Two.
baby. What did I say?
One of them, the man, it's a man and a woman.
Okay.
The man has cut very short his hair, and it is dyed black, so he's very just like dark in appearance, probably to blend in with shadows. The woman's hair is tied back into a braid, and you can see that she has like knives on the sides of her armor, like all the way. She's covered in knives. He says, "Where to?"
This is going to sound strange, but is Frederickson still the king of thieves?
As he lives, he reigns.
I don't know what to do with that information.
Can I act as a lookout here while we're
Yeah,
talking?
perception.
Nat 1.
You get very distracted by an attractive barmaid.
Don't
So?
put it on a.
You get very distracted by a barmaid walking past with a lot of drinks.
Sounds like Thuvius.
It does.
Well, that's good news. Good news.
He like sits back at that response as though it weren't what he's expecting to hear.
Do I notice that reaction?
Yeah.
Not what you were expecting.
How'd you get in?
I looked down I just glanced down at the dagger.
Where did you get that? That's a beautiful piece.
I sort of pull my cloak over it. It's mine.
Is it?
Yes. I put my hand over it as if it's already gone.
It's still there.
It is. Do you recognize it?
Well, sure.
It's drow made, so you know it's of good quality.
Drow made. Not in this century.
Hmm.
You're really not one of us, huh?
Well, I am, but I'm new. I don't think I
You're
found.
recruited.
I wasn't recruited the same way that you probably were. So I'm just trying to figure out what exactly I was recruited into.
Welcome to the Noble Folly. I don't really know how to proceed with this situation. You have something very important to our organization, and you got in here easily enough, but you're clearly not one of us.
Well, between you and me, I would love a little more discretion on the matter. And I'm going to both roll a persuasion check and hand him 25 gold.
Okay.
It's going to be a 23 persuasion.
He accepts the gold and says, what the higher-ups don't know doesn't hurt them.
That's what I like to hear. Tell me about this. Tell me about this item.
I don't know much, but that's an exact replica of the dagger of the King of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
One of his 2 famous artifacts.
The 2. What's the other?
His cloak, where our symbology is born.
So, if it's a replica, why can't anyone?
Well,
What
that's the thing. It can't be replicated.
Oh.
Just like,
Well, no, I didn't hear this, but
Interesting. Another question for you. Do you know another drow with cataracts and his distinct silver chain?
my wife's the only drow I know other than you.
Yeah, it seems we are few and far between above ground.
Yes. I mean, don't know why you were forced out, but they keep to themselves, and if you don't do what they want, you don't belong down there.
Right. I think that's all I have. I trust that we won't be followed when we leave.
He looks to his wife as though for confirmation or denial.
I
of
think
this.
your wife could probably also, share in this discretion. And I slide over another 25 gold.
She smirks and says, "Good work, pet." And sort of, not to you, to her husband.
Drowse.
Takes all 50 gold.
I may be new to this organization, but I think I at
As
least
my
have
husband
started
Drow,
says,
yeah.
what the higher-ups don't know, don't hurt them.
Very
Good
good.
to cover your bases. Talk to the real power in the relationship.
Oh my.
And he's sort of like,
Well,
well, that's not new to you. That's how Drow society
right.
works.
I smirk at both of them and I say, "Have a good evening." And I pull my cloak over my dagger a little bit, and I begin to walk out.
Thuvius has gone over to the barmaid
Of course he
boy.
has.
and says, "You must be a thief because you've stolen my heart."
Oh.
Oh, it's cocked. Oh, and that's perfect because it is a charisma
Yeah.
4. This keeps happening.
Can I grab his arm and begin to walk out with him?
As you begin to walk out, that commotion has stirred a little
I
bit.
cast invisibility on both of us, and I say, "Run!"
Right, and you go. You do hear some shouts from behind you. But before your invisibility spell wears off, you are well over the bridge and back into Breeze Hill.
Was that really necessary? The invisibility?
Honestly, I felt like we were a target to be robbed. Like the second we stepped in there, the dagger's gone, by the way. Whatever that is, I think a lot of them would do a lot for something like that. So for the time being, I sort of put it on the inside of my.
Vest?
Your
Grab
interior
it.
vest pocket. All the rage.
I need a cloak. We should. The Clothing store hates us.
You and I really make enemies quickly.
That's why Elf Corner is such a great thing. Alright, I'm gonna No, I'm going to... For now, I'm gonna put it in my backpack.
Okay. Alright. You make it back fairly easily.
I check my backpack to make sure it's there.
Everything's there.
Well, I found out what I needed, so tomorrow we can keep going with this mission.
All right then.
Thank you for your help, Thubius.
I don't know what I did, but you're always welcome.
You're welcome for making it worse. Cool. So you go to bed. I guess you just sort of hang out for the rest of the night because you're already trans. But people wake up fairly early.
Rise and shine, everybody.
Honey, the kids.
Oh, they're kids. They're probably already awake. I don't know.
And your children are like, Dad, why are you yelling?
Because the sun's up. You lazy lumps.
But there's no school today.
Yeah, well, there's no school because it's winter months already. Of course, there's no school.
All right,
But I'm talking about building character this morning, okay?
Honey, just go. I love you. And she she grabs
All
her
right.
hand and kisses it.
Oh
weekly.
boy, I'm gonna take to the lonely open road all by myself,
Honey.
except for my friends, and
Now
we're
this
just
is-
gonna,
All by myself with 5 other people.
and I won't see you for a long time, and I might die. I don't know.
Honey, it's 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
Don't say
it's
you're
8 in
gonna
the
die.
morning. Well, you never know, okay?
Come
So
here,
I would
come
appreciate.
Here. And she
I've been awake
kisses
since
you to
3.
make you stop talking.
Come on.
All right, I'll smooch your back.
4.
Right in front of Finn with his tea.
I like looking at Finn. I'm like, Finn, I'm gonna teach you something.
He saves. She puts her hand on your face, which is sort of what she does.
Finn's
whenever
minor.
you leave.
All right.
Girls, we're going back to sleep.
All right. I'm just saying, no character gets built while you're laying down.
We'll build character when you get back, darling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody hungry?
Not particularly. I've lost my appetite. You wouldn't happen to have
What?
You wouldn't happen to have a spare cloak, would you?
Well, we got a couple things. I mean, I don't just wear this all the time. I do have, a jacket.
I mean, if there's a
We could swing past the costume shop and send someone else in.
Sure.
They just don't like us. It's like Ergon again.
They don't like 1, 2, 3 of us, right?
Well, they like him.
We've been new.
You said it was a shopping
I
episode.
didn't expect
We
the
are
whole episode.
we are shopping for information.
Anyway.
All right. I mean, I got a good jacket and a couple other things I could loan you.
Just a cloak, something a little more discreet
Sure.
than
Sure.
what I have.
Yeah, I have my
Discreet jacket.
than what I'm wearing right
Yeah.
now.
I have
I have your old vest.
No.
when I travel up to Skimbra, I have a pretty heavy one. I could lend
You don't travel to Skimbra.
Never?
Outsiders can't go into Skimbra.
Well, I'm a trader.
Even so.
When I travel up to the colder regions of this fair continent that we're on,
Alright.
I have a heavier coat that I tend to wear.
Could I borrow
Can
it?
you be the super
Absolutely,
poofy
please.
jackets?
Oh,
with
thank
the
you.
hair?
I go into my closet and I get my coat and I give it to.
I put it on,
Yeah, it's a thick, like a very thick cloak.
and it conceals the dagger.
It does.
Perfect.
It's a dummy thick clothes.
This can't be a word that we can't use. It is too common a descriptive word for it to become the subject of a joke
Stupid
every time.
Dense jacket.
Stupid thick.
A generously endowed jacket.
That's worse.
No, it's better. My, that jacket.
Anyway.
This jacket is generously endowed.
Yeah,
A voluptuous
I endowed
jacket.
it myself.
Anyway, so you know the way.
Yeah.
It's not quite
Wait.
past Arliff's Crag.
We have to get our weapons back.
Yeah. Okay, let's say you did it yesterday.
Yeah.
It was easy enough.
And before we leave, I quickly run down to see Herb and pick up the groceries.
Yeah, you got the rations. They fill up your disc pretty effectively.
It's a lot of rations. Wow.
I cast my disc spell once again, and I'll start making.
It looks to be like a half year's worth of rations on this disc. Cool. So you know the way. It's not quite up Arliff's Crag, but it is sort of around that direction. As you leave, there's a guard there, a half orc with no tusks. He goes like, heading back up.
Yep, you know the drill.
Best of luck.
Thank you, as usual. Any messages for our fair maiden up there?
Who would? I don't know. Nobody really knows her, so.
All right, I was just trying to see if you want to be friendly, you know.
Say hi, I guess.
All right, yeah, I will. What should I tell her?
I guess Grunthar says hi.
All right, Grunthar. I'll say hi to Anya for you, Grunthar.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
She likes your type.
Okay. Oh, be careful of the. There've been a lot of orc raids up in the mountains recently.
Well, that should have
Yeah, I
been
know,
the
that
lead.
was-
You buried the lead there on that one.
Be
huh?
careful.
All right, I will be.
Some weird stuff going on up there.
Careful
with
of the
them.
orc race. Well, as you see, I got some friends here, so.
They look hardy.
Yeah. This is Grunthar, everybody.
He smiles. Big
Grunthar,
toothy grin.
everybody
Seems like a nice
Grunthar.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nate sort of glitches out of existence for a second.
It's a whole character of mine.
Yeah. Cool. And you head up the mountain. So it is a 2-day journey to Anya's observatory. Yeah, okay.
Are we skipping pages of journey?
What?
Are we skipping pages of journey?
We might. The first day passes fairly effectively, but I am going to need you to make a survival check to know the way there.
Dun-dun-dun.
With
Oh,
adva-
that's so
I'd
bad.
say with advantage because you've done this before.
Well, I hope so, because let me tell you, I just rolled a 3 on the first one.
Well, hopefully you get better the
So
second time.
let's find
This
out.
Might be a longer
a
journey.
whole 8.
Okay. So you get up and things don't quite look the same, but you're not gonna tell that to them. So you're just gonna leave them.
You don't have to skip stuff. I'm already procuring Tommy for next week.
I'll see what I can do.
We should talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay.
actually.
Sounds good.
But yeah, you make your way around, and for most of the day, it's interesting up in here. There is literally no civilization to be seen at all. No camps, no roads, nothing. This is just total mountains. Those of you who traveled through Caerleone get a similar sense. Like Nildor, there's villages most places, even in southern Nildor. Zymor is basically a metropolis, coast to, border to border. Kovdak is just completely different. Caerleone has its big cities, and then it's basically ruined nothing between.
Did I go through Caroline?
Well, you went through, because you were in the West Pride,
Yeah.
and you had to go all the way east.
Yeah.
So. Those are the two of you who traveled through Caerleone. It sort of reminds you of this, but whereas in Caerleone there were old abandoned villages, or old cities that have crumbled to ruin, it's just nothing.
Very familiar. Nothing though. Nothing I've seen a million times.
As you spend most of the day, you see animals darting past. At one point, Curl tells you to hold up as you see a bear chase down a deer, like rip it to pieces, sort of look at you a little bit, take its meal, and walk away.
Circle of life.
Yeah, so you're walking up through these mountains, and it's mostly you get a sense of where the stones that cobble Gren come from, as the mountains are made generally of the same stone. There's no snow here, though Curl lets you know that snow does fall, but later in the winter month, as there is one winter month in
We got
this
snow.
world. There are pine trees, however, dotting this area. That would be familiar to you two as well. Less dense of pine trees, much wider, much thinner diameter, but pine trees nonetheless.
Just gonna restart the season 1 argument about pine trees.
I don't even talk to me about that. I have pictures to prove my point. But yeah, they're all over the place. They're nice and green. They add some nice color to the pretty much gray and browns that you were surrounded with. Evening is beginning to fall. Well, I need you to make a perception check.
10.
10. Cool. You hear something up ahead. You're not sure what it is, but it sounds like something large. Up around sort of a rock face.
All right. I'm going to go and I'm going to investigate.
You gonna go up to it?
I'm gonna slowly start to sneak my way up. Oh, is there a rock face there?
Yeah, there's a rock face. It's sort of around the rock face that you hear these noises.
All right. I'm gonna cast on myself Spider Climb. And I'm gonna
Makes sort of like creepy crawly gesture up his arm and then down his leg and then
I'm gonna go up onto the rock and
So
I'm
he
gonna
didn't warn us. He just started.
he just
doing
started
that.
going. Yeah.
You know we can't follow that way.
Well, I'm just checking it out. I heard some loud
Who's the
sounds.
wings? Who has the wings? Are you just carrying them?
I think I'm just carrying them. At this point.
I heard some loud sounds, so I'm just gonna check it out, make sure everything's okay. I'll be right back down. All right.
Cool. You climb up into the top and you see over the ridge 4 goats, but not normal goats. These are massive.
There's some big goats up there.
Yeah, they're
What?
they're easily
Boats?
4 times the size of like a normal large goat.
Like you ever
Probably
seen?
like a head taller than any of you.
Wow. Like you ever seen like a small tree? Like not like a big tree, but like a young tree.
I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm
it's like
familiar
as
with
big
trees.
as they're like as big as those.
Was the bear and deer we saw normal size?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we shrink?
Yeah, right.
Should we? What? I mean, I've never seen goats this big before.
They're just sort of wandering around looking for grass.
I mean, do they seem dangerous?
I grab like, is there like a pine cone?
Yeah.
I grab a pine cone. I look like I'm still hanging on.
Lasers.
And I, like, throw it just to see what happens.
Meh. Or a meh. Very deep bleat. Meh. And they go over and sort of nuzzle it a little bit.
All right, and I stand. I think it's okay, so I stand up on top of the ridge.
Meh. They sort of look up at you.
Look up or down.
Well, you're up on a thing,
Oh,
so you're
okay.
still taller than them, but these things they're big, but they're looking up towards you.
All right.
Meh. And then they lose interest and look somewhere else.
They don't seem to care about us, so I think it's probably safe to.
They'll make a perception check.
All right.
I should say.
A whole natural 1.
You got some dust in your eye. It's not good.
All right. I say like, yeah, come on, it should be fine. I mean, they seem.
Are we
they're just
climbing
big,
up or are we
but they're
going
not-
around?
That's up to you.
I think we should go around.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not like a
I'm not
climbable
climbing.
rock face. He
Yeah.
sort of just went up a sheer wall. Well, so you go around. You do see these 4 large goats. Everybody, perception.
I'm like, I wonder if these goats are large. What hunts them? Natural 1.
Pesky dust. It's very dusty up here.
14.
10.
18.
19.
2 of you see it pretty quickly. On the flank of each of these goats, there is a brand. What languages do both of you speak?
Common, Elvish, Draconic, Gnomish, Dwarvish, and Thievescant.
Okay.
Holy.
Common and Oren.
Cool. None of you recognize the symbol on it.
Looks like they're branded. They belong to somebody.
When he points
The
it out,
dust is out of
can
my
I
eyes
see
and
it?
I can see now.
It says owned in giant.
They may be owned by a giant. That is a giant.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm just gonna break it into a light jog. Whoever wants to join me.
Doggo's running again.
Meh, as you go past.
We might as well keep moving.
You know, I didn't realize that everything giants have is giant. I thought that maybe giants were just the giants, and then they had small things.
You know,
I'm
that's-
jogging for a reason. I'm jogging for a reason.
Oh, I assume we're doing this while we're moving.
Cool, yeah.
peculiar.
I assumed that as well, though. I mean, that's.
All right, everybody hop on my disc. Let's run. And I
Ooh.
start running.
Sure. Yeah, you make it past. The goats don't seem to really mind you much.
Can you ride your own floating disc?
You can't. That's a magic carpet. I mean, I don't think you can.
You can't. Yours is a little special, but you can't. I don't think even.
I think, yeah, my disc follows me.
Yeah.
That's
If only.
All
Yeah.
the discs follow you.
Yeah. No, yeah. All discs follow, but his is a little different than
Got
most
it.
discs.
And my disc can come closer further than me. It doesn't have to stay the same.
We've said disc so many times it's lost all meaning.
You continue off. Yeah.
What I want to know is if he could be Silver Surfer or not.
He can't with this.
Okay.
Yet.
Get Bigby's
Yes.
hand. Yeah, you're Silver
Yeah.
Surfer all the way. But, yeah. So you go past and you hear the bleeding sort of recede into the distance, though it is getting quite dark at this point.
Ain't nothing but a thang.
You've been traveling all day.
Oh.
Okay.
This is about the time that I usually stop on this place that I recognize very much and that I've stopped many times before.
Yeah, I think we should set up camp.
I agree.
Have a perimeter. I like your alarm. Let's do that.
All right, alarm sounds good.
Yeah.
2-part watch.
2-part watch. Defensible position.
Sounds good.
Secretive position.
I got this fun thing. It's called glyph warding. You ever heard of that shit? I mean,
Yeah.
crap.
It's okay, the kids aren't here.
I know, but it's practice.
You gotta check yourself.
Yeah, it's practice for the game.
You look
know?
inward, not outward.
The game's when I'm talking to the kids. The practice is now.
Yeah.
Got it, yeah.
So yeah, I got this glyph of warden, so I can put any spell that I have on that glyph, and then if it gets stepped on, then they have trouble, you know? Or I can make it blow up. But I don't know if I want to do that just in case one of those goats come around and then I have a roasted goat.
Okay. So
Yeah,
what I want to do, I want to
yeah.
make a camouflage shelter.
Sounds good, sounds good.
So people on the road won't come by us.
The road.
The road.
There's no road.
I mean, where we are.
There are no roads.
Sure.
Can I help him?
Yeah. Survival. Advantage because you have help.
And it's the classic, what does this end go on?
Well, it's 2 dads and a bunch of kids setting up a campsite, so.
17.
2 dads, no 2 kids that are like 100 years old.
Yeah. 17. Yeah, you feel like you've hidden your. You get some pine branches and like drape it over. So you like build a camp. Basically, you set up camp in sort of a rock outcropping, and you put some pines over it. So yeah, it's not terribly well camouflaged, as you really don't have any experience with that, but it's better than it would be if you hadn't done anything. Okay. Passing by quickly, you wouldn't notice it. No. Cool. Anybody else want to do anything?
On the outside of the hut, I cast glyph of warding.
Cool.
And on that glyph of warding, I'm going to put a color spray.
Awesome. So you see him sort of murmuring this incantation, and then you see a rainbow glyph appear outside and then fade to invisibility. Anybody have anything they want to do for Betty by time?
Okay, I'm gonna stay up.
I'm asleep.
Okay.
You don't need to stay up.
For the first shift, I'll wake you.
Well, no, I mean, we can take both shifts.
You guys have to transfer a little bit.
4 hours. I'll do 4 and then he'll do 4. Get a full night's sleep. We can travel further the next day.
I would like to have 2 people. No offense to you. I'm not saying it because it's you. I'm just saying 2 people is always better.
You should let
don't
Nate
think-
do it. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
So you 2 on the first watch,
Sounds good.
and me and but we'd have to rest longer because it would be preventing some other
Right,
people
you'll
from
need
getting
an
a full
extra
rest.
hour of rest.
So you can split off the watch enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Crossu, shall I wake you up when it's time to keep watch?
A classic karate.
I don't have to.
Alright,
Okay, I will.
so y'all go to bed. 2 of you make perception checks. Watchers.
I get that good meditation.
Natural 20.
Nice.
21.
21.
So
Your
zen.
watch passes mostly without any problems. Though near the end of it, you do hear in the very distance what sounds like it could be a mountain lion.
Animal off in the distance, but
And you, with your natural 20, you do
Some
see
outlines.
sort of,
All the way from the top.
not quite in the direction, if you're heading this direction, off to this side, the sky a little ways away is illuminated slightly in the way that you would recognize a campfire doing. Like, very far away,
Yeah.
but you do see it.
See a camp over there?
I heard an animal. I don't think we need to be worried about a mountain lion. I mean,
Well, we saw giant goats, so I don't know.
oh, if it's a giant mountain, that would be a problem. Yeah,
But yeah. Okay.
we can handle a mountain lion.
Maybe. Alright.
We killed a celestial.
My turn?
We'll relay information.
Sure.
Would you like me to send a bird?
If you want.
Or would you just spell slot?
Uh-oh.
I said if you want, you don't have
I'll think about it.
I'm not sending the spider.
Cross
I'm
you.
going to bed.
Sorry to wake you.
No, I don't make that sound.
That's true. You don't.
What? Perception checks?
Yeah.
5.
Good.
15.
It's pretty peaceful out there, I must say.
Yeah, you're having a good time. About an hour into your watch, you hear the sound of wings. Very large wings.
Wake up, everyone, right away. Wake up!
What?
Do we all get a long rest?
Are you kidding me?
Can anyone disguise us?
Oh, wait.
What is it?
That's not the right sound.
What did you say, Nate?
I said, can anyone disguise us or hide us?
I silent image above us, just ground.
Classic previous move.
You see, coming from the north, the largest bird any of you have ever
Oh
seen.
no.
As it flaps its wings and goes slightly south of you and then curves towards the west. It continues to fly for a little while until you hear an ear-splitting screech from it as it swoops down in the direction of that fire. And disappears from sight.
Any sounds from the...
It's, at that point,
Oh,
like, it
it's-
is so far away that it's, yeah.
Don't want to be them.
Yeah, that was...
Maybe they're France.
Sucks to be
What
them.
was that thing? Just a big looking bird?
It's a normal thing that I see every time I come up
Make a
here.
nature check.
Should I make an insight check on that comment?
Yeah.
A
are any of
whole 10. God damn it. I am just
You've seen it
terrible.
before, you don't really know what it is, though.
Oh, so you're telling the truth.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that I see every time that I come up here, and it's right about this time when I'm at the place that I recognize on this trail.
Well, I rolled a 5, so
Nothing.
yeah.
Very big bird. Yeah.
It's Big Bird.
No, the commotion.
We tried so hard to keep us from any references.
It's Big
We
Bird.
found it.
Guy's big yellow feet.
Da, 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 da.
Anyway, it seems as though the commotion has stopped,
Yellow
and
feathers.
you can all return to sleep if you would like to.
I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Pulse along, guys, sorry.
The rest of your watch
What's fine?
ends without. The morning comes. Nothing
No,
crazy
watch it.
happens, and you all awake.
I cast my floating disc once again and put my wares on top of it.
Make another survival check to see if you can get yourself back on track.
I'm picking a different dice. A little better. 12. 12.
Total.
Yes.
You get the sense now that you aren't where you're supposed to be, and it's going to add about a day to your travel time.
Well, I got some bad news for us, folks. It's actually, just traveling with the 5 of us, it's slowing us down a little bit, so we're just going to all take a little bit longer to get there.
Do you want some help? I've traveled across a continent before.
Sure, yeah. What do you recommend we do? All right, why don't you hop on the floating disc there, stud?
I was waiting for the DM to be like, sure, roll it.
We know what you're looking for.
No.
You begin to lead the way once more.
Great.
As about half of the day has passed, everybody make a perception check.
16.
21.
18, baby.
Twins.
16.
7.
All right. Only Dubious sees it in passing. As you're walking through sort of a ravine, you're looking up and around, and you see standing next to a tree is a figure. A green, tusked figure with a giant sword hewn from the jaw of some gargantuan beast. Looking down at you. You blink and he's gone.
The orcs have seen us.
What? What?
I just saw probably a scout or something, but
So now what?
Grunthar was right.
So we just keep moving, but be careful?
Yeah. High alert.
I
got mine by the tricks here.
packed weapon up a short bow. Oh, did you get me arrows?
Oh yeah, here's 40 arrows. I've just been carrying them.
Oh, it's 2 quivers. I only needed 1. All right, thank you. I'll put them in my backpack.
I'll take one.
Oh, here we go.
Oh wait, on second thought, I'm also good on arrows.
I'll be good for a
I
while
don't think I have enough quiver space for
as well.
more than 28 arrows.
Is there a quiver of holding?
There's infinite quivers,
Yeah.
which are
Yeah.
awesome.
Nah, I like keeping track of resources.
No.
There's something like oddly meditative about it.
Yeah.
So what we should do is we should walk in a circle, all facing a different way. Some people are gonna have to walk backwards, but
Some people are gonna have to walk sideways.
crab walk.
This seems like a bad idea.
You're kidding. It's just an old soldier joke.
No.
Huh.
Shall we keep moving then? Should we full speed? Should we move carefully? What should we do here? You know the area more than anyone.
I think we should probably keep moving ahead. I haven't had this orc problem before, at least not in recent memory. But I think we should keep moving ahead, and maybe we can reason with them.
We certainly don't want to stop here.
I would agree. Let's go.
Cool. You continue forwards, and as you exit the ravine, there is a body of a mountain lion lying across the road.
Huh.
Stripped or
Breathe?
Its head has been mostly crushed.
is the body intact?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big yikes. Big
And this is a
yikes.
regular size one.
That is
Regular sized mountain lion,
Okay,
which is
cool.
pretty big, but
Yeah.
I think that is a warning.
All right. Well, I gotta get these goods where they have to go, and maybe you could help me with that. And I think between the 5 of us, we're more than capable.
6.
Are we about to enter a
6 of us.
giant territory?
A giant. Oh, I guess I.
you haven't heard of there being giants.
Yeah, I never heard of that about giants being around.
Okay.
You've heard of orcs being here before,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
never giants.
I mean orc territory.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I suppose if he saw an orc, then we're probably about to enter orc territory.
Make a history check for me.
Frick doodles, man. Lordy loo, 22.
Yeah, you know quite a bit about this, having grown up in the area.
Mm.
The orcs of the Hespine Mountains, and orcs in general, aren't unified in any way. They're a bunch of roving nomad tribes, who fight each other and themselves in order to be the strongest amongst them. They don't have any sort of civilization. They don't have like distinct lands that anybody has ever really recounted, and they kill each other more than they kill other people. So, orc territory maybe not, but there are orcs in these hills. There be orcs in these hills.
There be orcs in these hills.
Them
I've
hills.
heard about it before. They aren't any sort of unified or anything. It's not like they have a leader and a government or whatever. But they're
Like,
around.
They're like famously infighting all the time.
They're famously infighting all the time.
Okay.
But now not out fighting, so we're fine.
And well,
Well, I mean, I imagine they kind of kill what comes by, but I think, they're not too quick, and we might be able to teach them.
Let's
thing or
go.
two. Yeah.
No.
all right, step over the lion and continue on your way.
Yeah.
Night of the second day of your second day of travel ends, and you sort of know where you're at this point. Likely within the next day, you'll make it there.
All right. Well, judging by the fact that there are orcs about, I might place a heftier glyph on the ground tonight.
Yeah, we'll try to disguise the camp again.
All right, make the check.
Finn, are you helping?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Father son bond.
Natural 20
Yay!
Natural 20.
and a 5.
Yeah, this one you disguise quite well.
It's my second time.
Yeah, you've learned a little bit. This time you sort of dig more of a pit, so
Yeah.
you're like down a little ways, sort of in a cave area. It's much harder to find.
Cool.
I'm gonna cast my glyph of warding, throw it on the outside, and I'm gonna put a lightning bolt on it.
All right.
And I'm gonna excuse these 5 beings from being struck by lightning bolt,
All right.
and myself.
What is the trigger for that, by the way?
If it's stepped on.
Stepped on, or is it a pressure thing?
I think it's a hold on. Let me look. Glyph of warding. Inscribe a glyph that harms other creatures. The glyph is nearly visible and requires a successful intelligence or investigation check against your spell to save DC. Triggers when you cast this. You decide what triggers the glyph. Oh, I decide.
Cool. So what do you want the trigger?
So I want the trigger to be anyone that walks onto the glyph, who is not these 6 people.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, you had to sleep. Do we want watches? I will say with these watches, since you're down in sort of you are disguised more, it is going to be harder to see your surroundings because you're down sort of in a cave area.
Yeah.
So like disadvantage, you mean?
Yeah.
Same watches?
Unless 2 people.
Can I
are
like have
looking.
the spider climb up a tree and watch from there?
Yeah, you can do that.
Same watches.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
Do I still have this?
You're rolling in normal.
I'm rolling normal.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
You fall asleep.
I do like that whole, like what my grandpa
Yeah.
does at church.
Yeah, pretty much. What did you get?
19.
19. During your watch, for most of it, nothing really happens. But near the end of it, a figure begins to approach the cave. It is a towering orc, at least 6 feet tall. It's hard to tell from your spider's vantage point. He's basically a wall of green muscle. He's dressed in hides, and over his head, serving as a hood, is the severed head and hide of a basilisk. His face and body are smeared with blood, and his eyes are a deep shade of red. And he has a very thick, bulbous nose and a brow furrowed from years of rage. 2 huge tusks jut upward from his lower jaw, and one of them is covered in blood, fresh blood. He has that massive greatsword built out of the jawbone of something across his back, and he very
Wake up! Wake
I
up!
was
Wake
not
up!
asleep.
We have an orcish individual coming towards us.
Well, let's hope they don't see
Orc-ish
us.
or orc?
Orc.
Oh, we got an orc. All right.
Yeah, big one. Big one.
Line wait, ready in action.
he walks towards the camp. He reaches onto his belt behind him, pulls something out, rolls it forward, and waits.
Staring directly down into the camp.
Yeah.
How far away is he at this point?
You guys can't see this.
Oh, okay.
Only you've got spider cam, and he's looking in the direction of the camp. As the circular object rolls forward, it sort of stops around where you remember his cliff being.
Just
So it
roll.
doesn't trigger it.
Can I be looking through the spider and also cast a spell myself?
Yeah, it might be a disadvantage if you need to
It's
be able
just,
to see
no, I was just
stuff.
gonna cast message.
Yeah.
I was just gonna message to, so I can do it silently.
Yeah.
He just threw something down into the camp. I can't tell what it is.
He's probably testing for traps.
Is he moving?
He's waiting to see if anything happens.
He's not moving.
He sort of cracks his neck a little bit, reaches up, and then you hear the same from before. He looks up, looks back, turns around and walks in the direction of that sound.
He's leaving.
I don't think he likes that big bird thing either.
Thank God we were both awake to see that.
Thank God for Big Bird.
I suppose we should just
Back
go back to
sleep.
bed then,
Yeah.
right?
Back to
Back to our watches.
normal
Yeah.
watches.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Yep.
Oh. We should figure out what he threw in here.
Yep.
It didn't reach into the camp. It just got to the edge above a little bit where the glyph was. From your spider's vantage point, it's going to be hard to make out. It's something small and round.
Don't want to leave camp. We'll see you in the morning.
All right.
the rest of your watch passes uneventfully.
It was probably just passing for
A
troops.
rock.
Yeah.
2 of you?
6.
This is a disadvantage.
16.
16. You don't really notice anything for most of the night. You hear the bird. You're keen hearing.
Yeah.
You do manage to pick up the sound of a bird struggling for its life, as well as in the distance a deep male voice roaring. Other than that,
I hear like an owl or something.
morning comes. You all are awoken.
Just avoiding all of your encounters.
Yeah, you're fine.
Is it a rock?
It is a human skull.
Ah, yes, a rock.
Great insight.
All right. Well, this doesn't happen every time I come up this way. But nonetheless, I think we're about a day away. We should hopefully get there by nightfall. So,
Likely a little before.
so why don't we make good time
I'm
here?
gonna keep the human skull.
Sounds good.
All right.
What are you doing? What?
You continue
Don't
on your
worry
way and
about
make
it.
another survival check.
Just in case
You're using the bad dice again.
Episode for us.
20.
Okay, you were like, yeah, I know where we are. I can get us there
Keep the human skull.
by late afternoon.
You never know when you
Cool.
may need him.
You head in the direction of that. You follow him. 2-ish hours into your journey, you notice like there's a rock face that you haven't seen before, like because you know exactly where you are now, but this doesn't quite match from a distance. And as you get closer, it is not a rock face. It is the corpse of a giant black feathered bird. It's missing its head as well as all of its talons, but it is just laying sort of in your path.
Oh boy, it looks like that orc got that bird. Oh no, I wouldn't know that. It looks like there's a dead bird in front of us.
It's
A really big dead bird.
massive. Yeah.
The
You,
orc,
you mistook it for like a small mountaintop.
the orc we saw, probably killed it.
Is it like a rock?
ROC.
Like-
I don't know
yeah.
if you'd know what that is.
Oh.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Out of game, just a curiosity.
That is.
Okay.
So we see the bird?
Yeah, it's dead, sort of in your way. Not like you can go around it, but
That is a big bird, and this orc is probably.
Bit of a grouch.
I am so mad at you right now.
He's probably very strong.
He's green.
I suggest we head on quickly as possible, but not.
Can I check out the body?
Sure. What do you want to check out at that?
Want to crawl inside?
No, not at all. Anything out of the ordinary that isn't just it dead.
Nature check.
Ooh. Am I good at it? No. Hey, a 19.
All right. It did. It seems it has a lot of sort of marks up its stomach that seem to have come from a slashing weapon with piercing points on it, which is in fitting with the jawbone swords
Yeah.
that he
in the
wields.
way.
Though the head was not cut off, it was twisted off.
Oh. Blood.
Like a chicken.
I don't want to meet this orc.
Neither
Let's
do I.
Go.
I wonder if we have a choice. It sounds like he's following us.
No, I
He's
think.
definitely hunting us.
I think we may have.
Well, we
come
only got a
into-
few hours left, so why don't we make good
Yeah,
time
let's
and
go,
try
let's
to
go.
not worry about it.
Sounds good.
Who wants a jog?
We may have entered his.
I don't really.
My friend, I
Job
might
arc
need
per
your
se, but
wings
I'll walk
because I don't know
briskly.
that I want to walk down this mountain after I'm done.
So would you rather be caught by a
Well, hang on a
horrible
second.
orc
There's a lot of us
than
here.
jog?
He
Well, you
may
guys are
be
gonna go home, I think.
One.
Oh, that's
he
true.
may
We
talk.
could, yeah, we
We
could.
threw a human skull at our camp.
He sounds like he was negotiating.
You said it was a rock.
Okay, that was a lie. I didn't want to creep you out.
It was this.
He can't still have it.
Well, the human skull actually, it's interesting because it has like a big hole right where the center of the skull is, like cracked through.
All right, well, let's just try not to
Okay,
find
yeah,
that
let's
orc.
go. Mm-hmm.
You continue along your way. Perception checks all.
Broception checks.
Let's get some broception checks up in here, guys.
17.
Nice.
Six.
Nice.
6.
15.
10.
Alright, 2 of you hear the sound of mountain lions again.
More of those big hats.
You continue on your way. You're maybe like 2 hours out. When
Getting pretty close, y'all.
When the sound of mountain lions becomes very loud, and the sight of mountain lions becomes very visible. There are, as you approach, there are 2 mountain lions sort of like batting at each other in front of a big fucking rock. Just a big outcropping right in the center of the road. They don't seem to pay a ton of attention to you, but they are there.
Can we do the
Do like the
Toy
big,
Story cones walking across the street? In
Before
Toy
you
Story
can do
2.
much of anything.
Oh no.
A giant bird's head plops onto the ground pretty much directly in front of you, coming out of one of the trees. As you look to see it, you also hear as the 2 mountain lions turn, have seen you and the head. 2 more approach from either side. But that's not the biggest problem you have. Mounting the rock, head of a lion pops over the hill. A head of a dragon pops over the hill. And a head of a goat pops over the hill. As a chimera roars with all 3 mouths. And that's where we'll end this episode of Dungeon Party. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much, Tommy, for playing with us. If you can't get back next week, we'll just NPC you. But if you can, yeah. What?
As the first thing I'm gonna do. Super punch the bird head.
Let me give you stat cards before you leave too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks to any Patreon patrons we have. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, because we're pretty freaking cool, I think. So you should too. If you're not already, you should be playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons. It's a lot of fun and it brings people together. Like old friend. I haven't seen Tommy in months, and what brought us together? D&D and friendship. But yeah! All right. Thank you guys so much for partying with us in the dungeon, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.